For the Ontario PNP, why don't Ontario put a mandatory technical education course for the international students? Because right now, what courses they are choosing is business administration or business management, which has no value or minimum value. So why can't Ontario put a condition, anyone want a PR in Ontario through Ontario PNP, they should have a mandatory technical education course so that Ontario can use that workforce for their skilled labor job shortage.
Great question, and I don't disagree with you. I'd be more than happy to talk to the minister.
Security and safety is a major concern in all over Canada, in Ontario also, and all the new immigrants, they also need security safety. Crime rate is very high.
Yep.
Even TTC got shaken with the series of incidents. Carjackings are unstoppable. Insurance companies are making huge profit by these carjackings because they are refunding all $60,000 cars to the consumers. Criminals are out on streets, and bail reform is required of the hour. What your comment on all this security and safety situation?
Thank you for that great question. I think that's going to be the number one item when it comes to the mayoral election. But enough's enough. When we arrest these criminals, they need to go to jail, and they need to go to jail for a long time.
You know, folks, we have the right premier, we have the right team, and we are building an Ontario that we can all be proud of.
And we're going to prioritize skilled trades workers and healthcare workers to not only set newcomers up for success, because that's the most important thing, but also to use immigration strategically to fill labor shortages in our communities.
Immigrants ਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਖਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ, especially ਜੋ skilled labor ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ encourage ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਤੇ ਲੋਕ please ਆਣ ਇੱਥੇ.
All you need to do is learn skilled trade and come to Ontario as your next destination, as your new home.
So today, with this $25 million investment, we're doing just that, attracting more immigrants to our beautiful country, our beautiful province, to make Ontario home.
Our government is working aggressively to make sure that we are able to build 1.5 million homes in our province.
We are trying to put Ontario back as an economic engine of Canada.
Newcomers bring tremendous talent, expertise, and a vibrancy to our labor market that we need.
ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈ ਪੀਅਰਸਨ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਮਿਸਿਸਾਗਾ 'ਚ ਪੈਂਦਾ, ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਫੋਰਡ ਔਰ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਪੀਟਰ ਬੈਥਲਨਫੈਲਵੀ ਔਰ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਲੇਬਰ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਐਂਡ ਸਕਿਲਸ ਲੇਬਰ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਮੌਂਟੀ ਮੈਕਨੋਟਨ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅਨਾਊਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਗਲੇ 3 ਸਾਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਐਡੀਸ਼ਨਲ ਐਕਸਟਰਾ 25 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਸਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ 'ਚ ਲੇਬਰ ਸ਼ਾਰਟੇਜ ਹੈ, ਸਕਿਲਡ ਲੇਬਰ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਰਟੇਜ। ਉਹ ਨੰਬਰ ਡਬਲ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਐਕਸਟਰਾ 25 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ। ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਡਿਟੇਲਸ, ਔਰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਅਗਰ ਕੋਈ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ 'ਚ ਮੂਵ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਸਕਿਲ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਦਾ ਅਗਰ ਸਰਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ, ਡਿਪਲੋਮਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਸਕਿਲਡ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਈਜ਼ੀਲੀ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ 'ਚ PR ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈ। ਬੜੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਖਬਰ ਹੈ। ਔਰ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਇੰਨੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਕੋਰਸਿਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ, ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਐਡਮਿਨਿਸਟ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ, ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ, ਕਿਉਂ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਕੋਰਸ ਮੈਂਡੇਟਰੀ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਣ ਟੈਕਨੀਕਲ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਫੀਲਡ 'ਚ ਜੋਬਾਂ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਣ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸ਼ਾਰਟੇਜ ਆਫ ਵਰਕਰਸ ਕੰਸਟਰਕਸ਼ਨ ਫੀਲਡ 'ਚ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਸਾਰੀ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਹਾਈਲਾਈਟਸ।
ਅੰਟਾਰੀਓ ਸੂਬੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਕਿਲਡ ਲੇਬਰ ਦੀ ਘਾਟ ਨੂੰ ਪੂਰਾ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਸੂਬਾ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹਨ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਨਿਊ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਸੂਬੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਆਖਣ ਲਈ ਪ੍ਰਮੁੱਖ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੈ। ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਨੋਮੀਨੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਸਾਲ 2025 ਤੱਕ ਸਕਿਲਡ ਕੈਟਾਗਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ 18,000 ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਟੀਚਾ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਨੰਬਰਾਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਦੁੱਗਣਾ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਡਗ ਫੋਰਡ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਨੇ ਪੀਅਰਸਨ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟ ਵਿਖੇ $25 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਦੀ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਆਉਂਦੇ 3 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਕਿਲਡ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਸੂਬੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਕਰਸ਼ਿਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਵਰਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਸੂਬੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵੇਂ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ, ਹਾਈਵੇ, ਸਕੂਲ ਆਦਿ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਸਕਿਲਡ ਲੇਬਰ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਕੈਟਾਗਰੀ ਦੇ ਸਕਿਲਡ ਵਰਕਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣ ਲਈ ਸੱਦਾ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਇਹ ਲਾਜ਼ਮੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਦੀ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੀ ਆਬਾਦੀ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਸਹੂਲਤਾਂ ਉਪਲਬਧ ਕਰਵਾਈਆਂ ਜਾਣ।
Our plan is building a strong Ontario, a province that is ready to welcome new immigrants. And we're here at Pearson. What better symbol of immigration and the gateway to Canada than Pearson Airport? A province where newcomers can hit the ground running and plan their routes so they can achieve the Ontario dream. Our government has the right plan, not just for today, but for future generations. And while responsibly balancing the budget 3 years ahead of schedule, which is so critical to future generations, not just today, so that our province remains resilient and stable for generations to come. You know, folks, we have the right Premier, we have the right team, and we are building an Ontario that we can all be proud of. And with that, it's my distinct honor to introduce the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford.
As Peter mentioned, last week we introduced our 2023 budget, Building a Strong Ontario. Our budget, it's a responsible, a targeted plan to help people and businesses today while laying a strong foundation for generations to come. This plan builds on our work to date to create the conditions for businesses to grow and workers to succeed. I always say, government doesn't create jobs, we create the environment and the conditions for companies to come here to thrive, prosper, and grow. And when companies thrive, prosper, and grow, so do the people that work at those companies. As we build Ontario, we're facing a historic labor shortage, with hundreds of thousands of jobs going unfilled each and every day. And as you've heard me say time and time again, we're going to need tens of thousands of new skilled construction workers to help build the factories, highways, homes, transit, schools, and hospitals our growing economy needs. We need more skilled workers, and we need them now. That's why we're investing $25 million over 3 years to make it easier and faster for skilled newcomers to come to Ontario. So folks, if you know any skilled workers, bring them here to Ontario and we'll make sure we expedite it through to help fill the jobs in the skilled trades and healthcare. This new investment will ensure Ontario is ready to welcome new skilled workers. As part of our doubling of the number of economic immigrants the province can select, to a historic high of 18,000 by 2025. I know I've been going at the PM in a good way about saying we need more people, increase the volume, let us take the load off your back. So I want to thank them for helping us out, but we need a little more than 18,000 as well. And it will speed up processing times to ensure those coming to Ontario can start working in their professions quickly. Ontario has the jobs, the world has the talent. This investment in the increase in skilled workers from around the world is on top of the historic investments we're making to train the workforce of tomorrow. As part of our $1.5 billion skilled trade strategy, including a new $225 million investment to upgrade and build new training centers. My friends, whether it's upskilling workers through our skills development programs, attracting more young people into the skilled trades, or breaking down barriers to get more skilled newcomers into the province, we're leaving no stone unturned. It's all hands on deck. We have the right plan to build Ontario, and we're developing the right workforce to get it done.
Good morning, Premier. This is Nitin Chopra from Prime Asia TV.
How are you, my friend?
Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Good.
Premier, we have a very big force of international students here in Canada, and Ontario is the largest province.
Yes.
And recently, Education Minister, he announced that from next year, there will be a mandatory technical education course. So question is, for the Ontario PNP, why don't Ontario put a mandatory technical education course for the international students? Because right now, what courses they are choosing is business administration or business management, which has no value or minimum value. So why can't Ontario put a condition, anyone want a PR in Ontario through Ontario PNP, they should have a mandatory technical education course so that Ontario can use that workforce for their skilled labor job shortage. Thank you.
Yeah, no, great question. And I don't disagree with you. I'd be more than happy to talk to the minister. But what I always tell all the international students, I don't want them to go back home. When you come here, stay, lay down your roots, and call Canada your home. But maybe Minister McNaughton, you want to fill in on that one?
Look, we're very excited about this new agreement with the federal government. I mean, a historic agreement. When you think only 10 years ago, Ontario could only select 1,000 immigrants, but under the new deal, we're going to select over 18,000 by 2025. Our goal now is to create just more flexibility in the program. With higher numbers, we'll be able to be more flexible. Our priority, to be clear, is going to be healthcare workers and skilled trades workers to ensure that we're filling labor shortages across the province. And as the Premier said, it's all hands on deck to build back a stronger province, and we do want to keep those international students here.
Follow-up is Premier security and safety is a major concern in all over Canada, in Ontario also, and all the new immigrants, they also need security safety. Crime rate is very high.
Yeah.
Even TTC got shaken with the series of incidents. Carjackings are unstoppable. Insurance companies are making huge profit by these carjackings because they are refunding all $60,000 cars to the consumers. Criminals are out on streets, and bail reform is required of the hour. What your comment on all this security and safety situation?
Well, again, thank you for that great question. I think that's going to be the number one item when it comes to the mayoral election here in Toronto. When Rob and I were down at City Hall from 2010, 2014, I'll say even 2012, there's 540, I think 540 or 550 less police officers in Toronto than there were back then. We need safe subways, we need safe communities, but we also need bail reform. 13 premiers signed a letter over to the federal government. I understand they're going to be moving on it, but we can't have the bad guys shooting up the streets and all of a sudden going in front of the courts and getting let out literally the next day. It's unacceptable. The criminal code falls under the federal government. We need to toughen up crime. I mean, toughen up the sentences. When you commit a crime with a gun, you should be going away for a long time. We don't want people running around our communities, shooting up the streets, not to mention the police officers that got ambushed and got assassinated from people that should have been in jail and they were out on bail. Totally unacceptable. And again, we're all for hiring more police officers. We put in tens of millions of dollars supporting our police. We'll always support our police, and they have a very, very tough job. But enough's enough. When we arrest these criminals, they need to go to jail, and they need to go to jail for a long time.
We're here today at Toronto Pearson Airport to talk about our government's plan to attract 18,000 skilled workers to Ontario. Recently, we negotiated a new deal with the federal government to give Ontario more control over the immigration system. And we're going to prioritize skilled trades workers and healthcare workers to not only set newcomers up for success, because that's the most important thing, but also to use immigration strategically to fill labor shortages in our communities.
ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਡਗ ਫੋਰਡ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਪੀਟਰ ਬੈਥਲਨ-ਫਾਲਵੀ ਜੋ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ, ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੈਰੋਲਾਈਨ ਮਰੋਨੀ, ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਟੂ ਅਨਾਉਂਸ ਜੋ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਖਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ, ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜੋ ਸਕਿਲਡ ਲੇਬਰ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਨਕਰੇਜ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਤੇ ਲੋਕ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਆਉਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਲੈ ਕੇ, ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੋੜ ਇਸ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਰੋਜ਼ ਕੋਈ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 1000 ਲੋਕ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ। ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ skilled workers ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, healthcare workers ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਤੇ ਕਈ ਕੁਛ. So please, Ontario is a great place to live, to work, to raise your family, and we're taking great steps to bring more immigrants here, to encourage more people to be in the skilled trades, and this announcement today is here to support all of our wonderful newcomers.
ontario ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨੋਮੀਨੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ 9000 ਤੋਂ ਵਧਾ ਕੇ 18000 ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਬਾਈ 2025, ਐਂਡ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਅੱਛਾ ਸਟੈਪ ਹੈਗਾ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਦਿਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਆਫ ontario ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਤਰੱਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਨਵੇਂ ਸਬਵੇ ਬਣ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਨਵਾਂ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਬਣ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਨਵੇਂ ਚਾਈਲਡ ਕੇਅਰ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਬਣ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਨਵੇਂ ਲੌਂਗ ਟਰਮ ਕੇਅਰ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਬਣ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, 1.5 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਹੋਮਸ ਬਣ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੰਸਟਰਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਕੰਸਟਰਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਨੂੰ ਵਰਕਰਸ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੋਏਗੀ, ਔਰ ਵਰਕਰਸ ਵੀ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਸਕਿੱਲ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਸ ਹੋਵੇ। ਸੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਇਜ਼ ਵਰਕਿੰਗ ਵਿਦ ਦੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਅਕ੍ਰੋਸ the world in fact, ਔਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਸਕਿੱਲ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਲੰਬਰ ਹੋ, ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਹੋ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਕਿੱਲ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੰਸਟਰਕਸ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, Ontario is going to welcome each and every one of you. ਮੈਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਏਸ਼ੀਆ ਦਾ। ਯੂ ਆਰ ਦ ਮਿਰਰ ਆਫ ਦ ਸੋਸਾਇਟੀ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਮੀਡੀਆ। ਸੋ ਥਰੂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹਾਂ ਹਰ ਉਸ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ across the globe who wants to come to Canada, want to grow in Canada. The best thing right now is invest into the skill trade, and the skill trade is going to be in a huge demand. ਔਰ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸੈਲਰੀਜ਼ ਨੇ ਇਹ 6 ਫਿਗਰ ਸੈਲਰੀਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, $1,00,000 ਤੋਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਪੈਨਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਯੂਨੀਅਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਚੰਗੀਆਂ ਜੌਬਸ ਨੇ, ਚੰਗੀ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਹੈਗਾ। So all you need to do is learn skill trade and come to Ontario as your next destination, as your new home.
Hi everyone. Today we are at Pearsall International Airport and our government just announced a $25 million investment in the 2023 budget over the next 3 years to double the number of our Ontario nominee immigration program. This is great news for many families like mine, immigrant families in Mississauga Centre and across Ontario. We want to attract workers, skilled workers to our province to help us deliver on our ambitious infrastructure projects. So today with this $25 million investment, we're doing just that, attracting more immigrants to our beautiful country, our beautiful province, to make Ontario home.
We are here this morning at the Toronto Pearson Airport for a great announcement that Premier Ford, our entire cabinet and caucus just made here this morning. It's all about skilled trades and how we are building homes for the next generation. We have incredible amount of individuals, immigrants coming to our province, and we want to make sure that they have good jobs and a place to live. Therefore, our government is working aggressively to make sure that we are able to build 1.5 million homes in our province, and we are looking forward to the incredible support of all our local mayors, especially Mayor Bonnie Crombie.
Nothing make me more happy than attending announcements like that, because those announcements actually very important for the economy, very important to the well-being of Ontario. We are trying to put Ontario back as an economic engine of Canada, which is truly is. We need to be more active, proactive in bringing the skills which can help us to boost our economy. So announcement of today was great. We heard it directly from the Premier, from the Minister of Training and Skilled Workers. We need more skilled workers. We are welcoming more skilled workers. There's more than 200,000 jobs unfilled, needed people, skilled workers in different directions, in transportation, in building, in IT, technology, healthcare. We really need to continue working all together, all hands on deck, as Premier Ford said, all together, work together to make Ontario great province.
Today, we were pleased to see the announcement to see a doubling of the number of economic immigrants coming into Ontario at a time when employers need skilled workers. The focus of that policy announcement today was healthcare and skilled trades, two areas in which Achieve sees high demand from our employer community on a regular basis. Newcomers bring tremendous talent, expertise, and a vibrancy to our labor market that we need. So we are pleased to support the announcement on behalf of Achieve with the increase of new immigrants, skilled workers into Ontario.